No, it is not directly related to the liver function. It depends. There is an early stage and a chronic stage. Instead, the early stage is the dangerous one, and the later stage that begins between the second to the 10th day of birth is quite normal. It's just because the liver of the newborn are not too mature to metabolize those products. But the one that starts at the first hour or the first day of living, this is the one that we have to look about diseases. Sometimes mother with type of blood O and the newborn with type of blood A, they have some reaction, and they start clothing the red blood cells, so they start getting yellow. So this is important. But the first yellow that they in the first day that appear, so it is important one. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So basically, bilirubins. The first question what are bilirubins? So it's a pigment. Bilirubin is actually a pigment that is present first in the as hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is a protein that carries oxygen, and it's present itself in the white blood cell. So when white blood cells die every, let's say, 120 days, because that's the mean life, the hemoglobin travels freely through the bloodstream, and it goes to the liver, and the liver tries to recycle as much as they can to create new red blood cells and new hemoglobin. But hemoglobin gets metabolized to a similar, hemoglobin is red, that's why red blood cells are red. So when it gets metabolized, it becomes bilirubin, which is basically like yellowish or green. So when newborns, I mean, all the newborns, if you do blood work, they will all have the bilirubins at a very high level. Well, not a very high level, but more than normal, let's say, for an adult. Because as Dr. Martinez was saying, the liver is immature and it cannot process the pigments so fast. But this is normal. If because of the bilirubin accumulation, they will get jaundice, it will usually appear later. But if this jaundice appears very, very early, like in the first 2 days or 3 days, then we have to measure those levels to see if they go beyond a certain threshold. Because it might indicate that the red blood cells are dying faster than usual. Not the 120 days is normal, but they are exploding, let's say that, right now. And that happens, that's called hemolysis, when the red blood cells explode, let's say that. That happens sometimes when the blood type of the mother and the child is not compatible. So for example, O type with A. So the immune system of the mother attacks the blood cells of the child and explodes the red blood cells. So of course the liver will process that hemoglobin and will turn it into bilirubin, and then that's what happens. So it's normal, but then to a certain point. So we always have to be careful trying to see which child has a normal physiologic jaundice and the one that doesn't. I guess that's a little explanation of that.
Great.